Sir, let me ask you this. You know, obviously watching that segment and really Joe Biden and his team, they spin constantly on this issue of inflation. What do you make of the president being dishonest, saying that the month-to-month inflation rate is hardly up at all? I mean, is he living in the Twilight Zone?
Ma'am, he's like that old man on the front porch in short pants and black socks yelling at the kids to get off the lawn. He is just a caricature of himself. I mean, if you had $100,000 in, say, in your retirement account when Joe Biden took office, it'd be worth $88,000 now in buying power. He is delusional completely. And the trouble is, you know, we really don't know if he actually believes what he's saying. I mean, gas is up almost 25, over 25%. The month of August, inflation was up 8.3%. You know, he talks about it an inch. He just doesn't get it, or he's just lying, one or the other. And I'm afraid it's getting close to the point where he just doesn't get it anymore, because, you know, with his numbers plummeting all across the country, nobody in the Republican Party is going to have to run against their opponent. They just got to run against Joe Biden.
Yeah, and Congressman, you know, I really think I agree with you. I think he's really out of touch. We were showing photos right there of Biden in Michigan, driving around in the electric vehicles and the Corvette, smiling, laughing, when so many Americans are struggling right now with this record high inflation. He's just laughing all the way to the bank. We had former President Trump. He was in Ohio this weekend holding a rally, and he made some comments about the situation we're seeing with the stock market. Take a listen.
The stock market just had one of the worst 7-day periods in history, and it actually had the 7th worst day. Think of it, 7th worst day in the history of our country. It's been one of the worst years for stocks in history. How are your 401ks doing? Not too good.
You know what, whether you disagree with Trump or not, I think a lot of Americans can agree they were doing better financially when he was in office. You know, you have to wonder, though, how much worse can the economy get as Biden just keeps to spend, spend, spend?
Yes, ma'am, and that's the Democrats' policy with Nancy Pelosi. And good gosh, they just can't spend it fast enough. They used to say we were spending our kids' money. Now we're spending our great-grandchildren's money. We're trillions of dollars in debt. Price of gasoline, it was around $2.40 a gallon when Trump left office. Is at $3.68 on average.
But they're celebrating that $3.68. That's good news. We should be grateful to Biden for that.
Well, it's all by design. They're driving the gasoline industry out. When Trump was in office, we exported energy, and now we have to import it from our enemies, and we're having to do business with people like the Russians, the Saudis, and others, when in the past we were exporting it to all of Europe. And just 2 short years ago. And now under this president, our energy plan is a disaster. And they say it with pride. You know, they talk about these electric vehicles like every working man and woman's going to own an electric vehicle. That's crazy. That is crazy. Right now we're about 4% of electric cars on the road are electric vehicles. We hit 12%. If all those people come home at 6 o'clock that are working, and charge their batteries, it will cause a complete shutdown of our electric grid, much like California is enduring right now. And I bet the people at Corvette are sickened by the sight of President Biden behind the wheel of one of their beautiful automobiles, which my wife is trying to talk me into getting. But I'm sure now, if she sees Joe Biden,
she deserves it, Congressman.
Congressman, just don't get the orange one. I don't really like the color that much. But let me ask you this: Biden was asked.
Orange country. Don't say that. Don't say that.
That's right. That's right.
Red's always a good color.
Well,
I forget. So let me ask you this. Biden was asked last night on 60 Minutes whether or not he will run for president again in 2024. His response is making headlines. Check this out.
Sir, are you committed to running again, or are there certain conditions that have to be right?
Look, my intention, as I said to begin with, is that I would run again, but it's just an intention. But is it a firm decision that I run again? That remains to be seen.
Sounds like an about-face to me. What's your reaction to that? Will we see Biden run again in 2024, or is he being pushed out?
I hope he does. He'll be pushed out, I'm pretty sure. But he's got these young staffers. They don't get it. Look, us peasants are at the gates of the Capitol. We're saying enough is enough. We cannot afford any more of his so-called success story. It's time for the Democrats to throw in the towel with this guy. He is out of control, and our economy is in a downward spiral, and we can't endure much more of it.
All right, Congressman Burchett of the great state of Tennessee, sir, it's great to have you on the program tonight. Thanks for making time.
Thank you all for having me, and you need to compliment your all's wardrobe. I always hate it when I'm on the show with y'all because my wife will call me and say, "Baby, look, find out where they got their outfits," and I'm saying, "No, baby."
Well, wear the orange tie next time, okay?
Tell her to come on to D.C. We'll go shopping. Thank you, Congressman.